Hi, my name is Cheri. Welcome to my stamp studio. I am going to be showing you the first of a series of cards that I did on a Facebook event that we had over the weekend. Me and 6 or 7 of the other girls that are in my team. We did a super fun Facebook event, so you get to see a little bit of everybody's stamp style. But one of the segments that I did was on landscape stamping. It was part of our art therapy session. So I had 3 cards that were part of that. And I'm going to show you those in some separate different videos here on YouTube. But before I do that, I did want to tell you about some other upcoming events. This weekend, this coming Saturday, if you're watching this when this video is still new, there is an event that we have just for demonstrators. So if you are a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator and you're trying to think of a way to use up all of your soon-to-be retired stash that you have at your home, especially if you haven't been able to host in-home events, then head to my website and we have a really fun Facebook event that we will be showing you lots of different ideas on how to host some really easy events for that. And then next Tuesday, April 28th, we will have another repeat, one encore performance of our Facebook events. That's for customers. It's not for, if you're a demonstrator, then you'll want to do the Saturday one. If you're not a demonstrator, then the one on Tuesday is what you're looking for. And there will be 6 of us, again, totally different stamp styles. So you will need my host code to get into that. And we will be featuring all kinds of stuff that's on the retired list. And that comes out on Wednesday, the 22nd. So after Wednesday, we'll get going on those projects featuring stamps and embellishments and papers and colors and punches and dies and all of the stuff that will be leaving us. So then on next Tuesday, starting at 1 and going through 8, there'll be 6 different 1-hour time slots where we'll all feature some of our favorite stuff that's leaving. So you'll want to definitely get on that. And then later on in May, I'm hosting a Stamp With Me of retired stuff. And I will mail you the kits for that. It's really inexpensive. In fact, it's free. And there's different ways to get it for free. And I will mail you the supplies for that. I just need to wait to see what's retiring. And then in late May, the 6 of us will be back again to do another encore performance of, it'll be super fun. It's a new catalog, and you'll get the catalog, you'll get a party pack of make and takes and prizes and all kinds of stuff. So you'll definitely want to be a part of that. And we'll give you the details on how that you can get your invitation for that if you show up to the event on Tuesday, to that Facebook event. So that's some of the upcoming stuff. All of the details and how to get your codes and how to get into all of them are on my website, and the links for those, no matter where you are, can be found on Facebook or on my blog or down underneath the videos. So now I'm going to show you a super easy, quick card made with Mountain Air. So I'm going to use Mountain Air as my landscape, and then the words I'm going to pull in from Peaceful Moments. So let me aim my camera down. Okay, so we're going to use these sets. I must admit, I got this and I stamped with it when the set first came out, the bundle, back in January. Or I actually was in December, I think, and I haven't used it since. So that was part of my inspiration for doing it. So we're going to go super basic, just white cardstock. And then the colors that we are going to use are, these are so, how bad is this? These in colors have been out for a year and I haven't put the stickers on them yet. But we're going to use Peacock, Seaside Spray, Gray Granite, and Granny Apple Green. And then I did want to point out that when you use this stamp set, it's one of our reversibles, which means when you see it like this, you're going to use this way to get detail and this way gives a shadow. So we're going to use it for the trees on this one. You get the same effect with the mountains and these other trees and the clouds and the moon and the birds. We're just going to use it on the trees on this card. But if you come back and see one of the other cards, you'll get to see it used the other way. So I have a half a sheet of white, and then this is kind of a quarter sheet cut a tiny bit smaller. So let's go first and get our mountains. And I'm going to use the Gray Granite for those. I like Gray Granite because it's kind of gray, kind of brown. It's my favorite neutral, or my favorite neutral color. So get that stamped well. And I'm just going to go right up here across the top. stamp that. It's a nice, crisp, really pretty image. And then let's go with our pretty peacock. And for this one, I'm going to use the trees, and I'm going to have them with the detail, which you can feel it if you're using them. Just put that ink on there. And kind of go right about here. Really need some scrap paper, but I don't have any laying here. So let's clean it up afterwards. Put stamps on my table. Oh, I didn't get my table. So now we have this little bit of a section here in between. So what you want to do is pull out whatever you clean your stamp with, your Stampin' Mist or your chamois. I've got my chamois, which after this marathon weekend of stamping, I really need to clean it off. But you just make sure you get it nice and clean, and then you just pull this piece off and flip it around. And then what I do is I just lay it back on here and press, because that way you make sure it presses on here really good so it doesn't fall back off. And then we'll go back to the Granny Apple Green. And then you just ink this flat side. So it doesn't match up exactly because it's not a mirrored image, obviously. For this little gap here, I'm just going to fill that in with some mirrored trees. So it just gives kind of like a landscape. Now, both Peacock and Granite are colors that stamp dark and dry lighter, which you will see what I mean when I show you the sample cards, because these both look darker than what it will be. So there we've got that. Let's close these pads up before I get it on my pink shirt. And then I've got one of my favorite dies. These are the most practical dies that we have. It's the stitched label dies. I'm going to run this through our die cutting machine. And I did pull out some brand new plates. Look, brand new. So what you want to do is just take this and just place it right in the middle. Always stuck together when they're new. So just kind of place it right like that. It just takes one pass. That first cut on your new plates, it always gives the nice outline of whatever you just used. There's our little triangle. So there you have this. We're going to use both pieces. It has this nice stitched edge to it. It's really pretty. We're going to take our white piece here. Just fold this in half. Super simple card. But it's a nice striking card. And I'm just going to take my black. And then I'm going to take this piece here, because here's a little tip. I'm going to put my words on here, but if I don't stamp them well, I'm going to be able to cut this off and stamp them on here. So I'm going to start with this piece and then just hope that I stamp well. But sometimes with words, you know, if you don't get part of it, then it can ruin your whole card. So this way it gives me a fallback if it doesn't work right. So just put your congratulations here. And that's fine. I'm going to take my Seascape. Where'd I put it? It's underneath this. So this is Seaside Spray. And you just want to smash it down on here just a little bit. You don't need a lot of ink to do this. And where your inks come on here, we're just going to take both of our pieces and a blender pen. I don't know if this one doesn't look terribly clean. Maybe it is. It just has that little stain. Just grab a tiny bit of ink and then just here in the water, just going to add a cast of blue. I don't want it to be all the way blue. And the same over here. Just a little bit. Just like that. And then again up here on your mountains, a little bit of sky. And on the stitched part, I didn't go into the stitching part. Like I left that label part be. So it had that border. And then again over here, the same thing, don't go into the label. I mean, it's not the end of the world if you do, but it just gives a nice little effect. Kind of highlights the fact that that's borders around it. So that's all a little bit of that we need, just a hint. And then you're gonna take your snail and add this piece. And like I said, it's just kind of fresh. I didn't even measure it. I just did a quarter sheet of cardstock and then I just took some off. And then grab your dimensionals. And add some. This is a big panel, so I'd put at least 4 kind of random around so this part here doesn't get smashed. In fact, I'm going to put 5 just to keep that middle from not getting smucked down in there. Grab those off. And then just put this right back where it came out of, because this little bit of height gives it just enough little lift off from where it came from. And here are some others, which now I've accumulated a lot of them because I've done this card more than once. But you can see that as it dries, this color is getting a little bit lighter. So I hope you like this. Super simple. Could not be any simpler of a card. And again, just check my website for this month's specials, how to get your retiring class pack of cards free. So you can get the 5 projects free with a purchase. The retiring event that's coming up next week, the retired list will be out. There's so much going on right now. If anybody is bored at home in quarantine, I can take care of that for you because I have not had 1 second to be bored. So, and I can help fill your time. Make some cards, spread some cheer, give some smiles. Have a great day. Bye.